Okay, here's the deal. This is crazy. I legitimately have never experienced this before. I think yesterday was something of a self fulfilling prophecy because I was talking about I might need to take a few more days off, blah, blah, blah. Not necessarily going to take tomorrow off, but it's more of a spur of the moment decision. And like I said, I've never experienced this before, but I was watching the movie today, and at 58 minutes in, I don't it's so hard to explain this. I it I don't know if I can properly put this into words. It wasn't like a panic attack or an anxiety attack. There was no panic, there was no fear, there was no anxiety, there was no nothing. It wasn't a psychosis attack. There's no hallucinations, there was no delusions, nothing. But 58 minutes into the movie today, something happened where, so in your head, you can hear your thoughts. I don't have to explain this to people. People know how thoughts work. You can normally hear your thoughts when you're thinking them if you're not talking. But in this instance, not a single thought in my head, but there was almost an instinct, like an impulse in my brain that was turn off the movie now. You are done. You cannot watch it. Turn it off. And that is the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. And I mean, I looked, as far as I know, it's not a thing. There's no thing, no word to describe it, but it happened. And that's like half of the experiment with this is seeing what I can elicit in myself, right? But this is the first time anything has happened beyond like, oh, I really don't want to do that, or I'm feeling compelled to do this or not do this or whatever, or like I'm feeling burnt out, or I need to take a break. This was beyond that. This was right here, right now. You cannot be watching this movie, and you need to shut it off. And when I turned it off, I mean, there was no headache, there was no migraine, nothing. I turned it off, and that feeling lingered for 15 to 20 more seconds. But I started reading the Seven Pillars of Wisdom. In that moment, I hadn't started it yet, but I turned the movie off, and I actually had this sitting right in front of me, and I just started reading it. Uh, and then there was a sense of, I don't want to say euphoria, elation, maybe, beyond my normal subset of feeling. It was good. I was feeling good when I started reading this. So I went from what you're doing right now, you need to stop. Like I said, there was no thought in my head. It was straight up like animalistic instinct of you need to get as far away from this as possible right now to survive. And then I picked up the book and I started reading it, and I was just happy. I was just ecstatic, you know, and I didn't even get I didn't even get into the actual book. I'm still reading like the synopses and the prefaces and stuff. I mean, that's like 30 pages. But so I watched an hour of the movie today. Uh, I decided I'm just gonna I take the rest of the day off after that. I normally don't like stopping in the middle of the movie. I like to experience it as a whole. But I don't know. There was just something where I needed to be done today. And I thought about it a little bit. And the first 2 months that I was doing this, January 1st, 2021 to February 22nd, 2021. So about a week shorter than 2 months, but pretty close to 2 months. The first 2 months, I watched the movie 11 times. And after that is when I took my first break. So I got burnt out after 11 watches. And like I said, that was over the course of 2 months. And now in the last 10 days or so, I've seen the movie, what is it, 6, 7, 8 times? I think it's 8 times, 8 times in the last 10 days. So I've significantly compacted. I would say watching it 11 times in 2 months is easier than watching it 8 times in 10 days. So I've gone further beyond where my initial breaking or burnout point was. And I think that's where the break in my brain came from. I think I might have pushed myself a little bit too hard. But it's weird because I'm not burnt out on the movie. It's not like I'm like, okay, I'm not going to watch it anymore. I'm going to take another 6-month break. No, I'm fine. And I'll watch it again soon. I don't know, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. I like it. We'll see. It's one of those things where we'll see. But I don't feel burnt out on the movie. I know what it feels like because it's happened a couple of times where I felt burnt out on the movie, and this isn't it. Like right now, I'm fine. Now that I haven't watched the movie in a few hours, I'm okay. I'm fine. It's not like I being burnt out is more of a lingering feeling. It's hard to explain if you've never felt that before, but this is not it. And I don't know, it's different and it's weird, but I just figured I would talk about it because that's the first time not even the first time in this challenge that I've experienced this. The first time ever in my life I have experienced something like this. I don't know what happened. I really don't. But it had something to do, I think, with my brain just being straight up overwhelmed. I think the movie there's just I think my brain hit 100% RAM capacity and just shut down. It said we need to force a restart right now. You know, this update cannot wait. We need to do this now. I think is what happened. So I don't know. I hope that's not a consistent thing. Like I said, kind of the point of this is to see what I can elicit and just what happens in the experience, because this whole thing is about the experience of going from A to Z. What does B through Y look like, you know? And apparently B looks like getting burnt out, C looks like getting burnt out, and then D is complete cranial failure. So I'm excited for what the rest of the alphabet looks like. And in the meantime, I think I'm gonna keep reading this. It's a nice change of pace. I still feel like I'm being productive. So I don't know. I'm having a good time. Honestly, I don't read a lot of stuff. I just get really bored. But this is just interesting to me. So I have forced myself, weirdly enough, to care a lot about T.E. Lawrence, which it doesn't make any sense, but I have forced my brain to be interested in this hobby. So that's it for today. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Um, maybe I'll stream again. I don't know. It depends on how I'm feeling. If I stream again, I'm not going to watch the movie. So, well, I mean, I'll watch the movie on the stream, but I'm not going to watch it off stream. We'll see. Bye.